And welcome back to the Living Word series. And in this video, we are going to basically do a breakdown of Genesis chapter 1. And like I've said in my very first video on the channel, that this is what this channel is about. We're going to build a visual Bible, and every follow-up video will be like an explanation or breakdown of the previous video. So we're going to have basically two kind of playlists on this channel. You're going to have the main Bible that will have in its own playlist, and then you'll have a secondary playlist where we'll do all the breakdowns and discussions around the chapters. So without any further ado, let's get into chapter 1 and why I used certain images and how I perceived things to be and why I did the video the way I did it. So let's start from scratch. So what does the opening chapter of the Bible teach us about God, creation, and ourselves? Let's explore the theological treasures hidden in these powerful verses. Before anything existed, God was already there. This chapter starts with, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." He didn't evolve. He didn't emerge. He simply is. Eternal, almighty, and sovereign. He creates from nothing and brings order out of chaos. For this scene, I wanted things to start off with a bang. ChatGPT, I used it to get some insights and explanations and some ideas, and it actually suggested me starting the video like this. So that's why most of the scenes is suggested by ChatGPT as well. So that's the only place where I actually use it. Now I had a certain vision of what I wanted the video to look like. For example, this scene, I actually made this in Blender. I had to download the app and quickly learn how to animate. So that's why it also doesn't look fantastic and look great. This is my first time animating water ever in my life. So some of these scenes, I animated myself. Now look, AI video generation and stuff has come a long way, but it's still not 100% why I needed it or wanted it. Like for example, this scene where I wanted the spirit over the water. I kind of wanted a misty figure floating over the water, but AI generations just couldn't get it right. And I couldn't get any other kind of footage to represent the spirit over the water. So I went with this light source and some mist. But coming back to our analysis. Each act of creation started with the phrase, "And God said." Creation doesn't just happen by accident. It responds to God's voice. This shows the power of His word. Creative, alive, and unstoppable. Centuries later, John writes, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God." My next challenge was the firmament. I wanted to create a vision of a layer that goes from the inside of the core and then expands like a ball outwards until it creates the atmosphere. But unfortunately, AI video generation couldn't do that for me. I could not animate it, so I found different kind of elements that I combined to basically make it look the way you see it there. The rest of the video, I used stock footage on all the free stock footage sites like Pinterest and so on. And I used footage that kind of represented exactly what you read in the Bible. Because of the lack or the limited animations that I could do and stuff I could get, I had to use what was on hand. And I think it worked out very well. Now God doesn't just create, He delights in it. And God saw that it was good. Over and over, He steps back and blesses what He has made. And by the end of the sixth day, it was very good. The world is not evil by nature. It was made good by a good God. Do you guys notice the pattern? Days 1 to 3, God forms environments. Days 4 to 6, He fills them. This shows us that God is not random. He is a God of purpose, structure, and intention. Then comes something astonishing. Let us make man in our image. We are not accidents. We are made to reflect God, His love, His creativity, and His moral nature. This gives every person value, from the womb to old age. It's not based on status, ability, or appearance, but on identity. We bear the image of the Creator. Now, these days, this might come as a shock to some people, but we were created as male and female, not as whatever you feel like or what you want to be. Male and female, He created them. Both are made in the image of God, equal, valuable, designed with purpose. There is no hierarchy here, only divine balance. Humanity is told to fill the earth and subdue it, rule over every living creature. But this rule is not to exploit, it's stewardship. We're called to care for creation as representatives of God, with wisdom and responsibility. Though the seventh day appears in chapter 2, it completes the story, and God rested, not because He was tired, but to set a rhythm. Work, yes, but also rest. Rest reminds us that we are not slaves to productivity. We are created for communion with God. So what does Genesis 1 teach us? That God is mighty, intentional, and good. That you were made with value and purpose. And that all creation points back to the glory of the Creator. This isn't just the first chapter of the Bible. It's the foundation of everything. So thank you for watching. If this message spoke to you, like and subscribe to follow the journey. And as always, may the Word of God come alive in your life. See you next time as we dive into Genesis chapter 2. Till next time, guys. Cheers.